Cast the bones, 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 in a word of fun, cast the bones, 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 cast the bones, in a word of fun, cast the bones, 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 cast the bones.
I found the house where the Lord of Blank Faces lives.
There was once a game called Arkham Horror, and it was a beautiful pain in the ass. It would spread across your table like algebra, challenging you to work to solve it, challenging you to work to even understand it.
I found a house where the Lord of Blank Faces lives, where he lives inside this.
It was like the sea. It made a promise of something wonderful, but if you walked on in, it could be so cold you would die. You would get into difficulty, as newspapers say when they report upon a drowning. This was a game that had people sharing flowcharts, part board game, part business meeting. But it sure had a charm of its own. That charm was a kind of murder by clockwork, with this vast machine counting down the seconds until you were wiped out. The new edition of Arkham Horror, 3rd edition, is a warm bath in comparison. The game has been massaged into a form that flows so smoothly. It feels like that moment in maths class when everything just clicks. Where 2nd edition was a grinding groan of if this, then this, 3rd edition presents a succession of and nows. And now a monster appears. And now a clue appears in Rivertown. And now you are dead. The world of Arkham Horror is now modular, with tiles connecting to form the familiar shape of our best imagining of H.P. Lovecraft's Arkham. The experience is broken into a number of different stories, and the town itself will shift shape to fit the tale being told. The players in this story are built for different tasks. One guy loves to fight. One woman loves to run. Another woman can talk the hind legs off a donkey. And another guy has spent his whole life reading kind of racist books about cats and sea creatures and insecurity and paranoia and tentacles. The game pulls these characters together to traverse the town, killing or escaping from madmen and grotesques, while negotiating a twisted collage of the kind of fiction that speaks to the ugly fears lurking in the heart of every man. You do this by rolling dice, like in Snakes and Ladders. Everything in this new edition of the game makes sense. It pulls structural ideas from other places to create an incredibly efficient killing machine. Influences? Well, there's a little bit of Pandemic in here, as the mechanic governing the generation of doom ensures that certain places will be cult activity hotspots. There's a little bit of the Fallout board game here, too, as certain game effects introduce new cards into play, giving each story the illusion of life. From the Arkham Horror card game comes the token draw, introducing new game elements in a slick, exciting way. If you've played a lot of board games, you'll feel comfortable here. This world might be dark and grim, but it's still a playground that you recognize. Someone new to board games playing this thing, their minds might be blown. They might think that this is a work of genius. It might actually be a work of genius. Familiarity can really numb you to the brilliance of game design. We're all so awful these days, aren't we? This is still Arkham Horror, so be under no illusions. You will still make the occasional mistake in your first few goes around. But 2nd edition had you carrying a whole sack of mistakes on your shoulders, and it laughed as you collapsed under the weight. 3rd edition is reaching out a hand to you, steadying you after each little stumble. Is the game good? That's what you all want to know, right? That's where we are now. Good game or bad, approved or excellent. Where would it rank on some online database? Well, let me tell you. Arkham Horror 3rd edition is a thing full of fragments of stories. You punch your way into that thing and stories cover your hands. The process of wiping off that story will tickle at your brain as you try to decide when to run, when to fight, who to sacrifice. You'll discover clues and you'll research them, and your success will push the story in a new direction. At the same time, your failures will tell their own tale, and something awful will take place in parallel. 2 stories will race against each other, in the knowledge that only one ending will earn the right to matter. Yeah, this is still Arkham Horror. As smooth as this game is, as polished and modern as it is now, it will still keep coming at you, like the sea. It will still drown you in time. When life starts to look easy, things will take a turn for the worse. Just like in real life. Just like what happens to someone every day. You're winning. You're winning. You're winning. You're gonna win. You're winning. You're winning. Then your wife dies. Then your wife comes back to life. Then you're crazy. Then you're dead.